What's good? It's your boy, Young JDR of Sports, back with another ESPN fantasy football video. In this video, I'm gonna be giving you guys 4 breakout, kind of like sleeper running backs you guys should be drafting in your 2021 season. So make sure you guys do drop a like, subscribe if you guys are completely new. We're having like daily fantasy football content out here. So if you aren't subscribed and watching this right now, what are you doing? Well, we did hit 100 subs, so thank you, Gorillas, and let's keep on growing. But make sure you guys do comment your favorite running back out of these 4 I'm gonna be giving you, and hopefully you guys enjoy the video. But let's get into it. So with my fourth one, I'm gonna start off a little bit slow. Zack Moss. I just love Zack Moss. I think that it's just Devin Singletary. It just means nothing like anymore. Devin Singletary really hasn't done anything to say like I deserve the number one spot. They drafted Zack Moss last year too. He honestly didn't have too much of a crazy season. Devin Singletary is getting picked around the 143, and Zack Moss is getting picked around the 155. I am picking Zack Moss any day over Devin Singletary. The only thing is, though, Zack Moss is questionable, though, but he was picked in the 3rd round of 2020. He really didn't get his chances in the beginning. Had 9 carries and 8 carries in week 1 and 2. Then he was out from week 3 to 5. He's showing you guys the stats right now. But yeah, he really didn't have many carries until, I don't know, he just didn't have the volume. But in week 8, you had 14 carries, 81 rushing yards, and 2 touchdowns, and that's when he had a 20-point game. And I even remember a lot of people trying to pick him up, and then he really didn't do much for the rest of the season. But that's the thing, though. I just personally think that Devin Singletary is just going to eventually slow out, become the number 2. He had only 687 rushing yards last year and 2 touchdowns, Devin Singletary did. Zack Moss had 481 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. So I definitely think Zack Moss is going to step up to that number 1 running back spot. But also Josh Allen likes to run the ball himself, you know what I mean? But I do think Zack Moss is just, if he does get the number 1 starting job eventually, or just takes more volume, I think he could be a really good running back, receiving game, running game, I just love him as a running back. He's getting picked around the 155. Definitely, you guys need to be targeting him. And he's rated running backs, the 43rd running back. You might as well draft him super late in your draft. Seriously, if you guys get Zack Moss, and he has a huge upside year, becomes a flex player for you, or even a running back 3, that's solid. You want to see that, But I think you might as well just go for him. 43rd rated projected running back, I would go for him. And I just see a lot of upside in him. I don't know if it's just me or you guys too. Let me know if you guys think it's just me or what. But I think Zack Moss has a huge upside for the rest of his career, and I think he should just be able to take the number 1 spot from Devin Singletary just because he hasn't done much. Our number 3 running back, I talked about him a decent amount in my running back videos. I think early on I had him in my top 5 value running backs. It's Damien Harris. He's the 36th rated running back projected on ESPN. Just Damien Harris is really underrated. Rex Burkhead is gone, so they have James White. That's the only thing I don't like about the situation is they do have a decent amount of running backs, but like I said, Rex Burkhead, 1 running back, is gone. So he didn't play the first 3 games, and then when he did play in week 4 against Kansas City, he had 17 rushing attempts and 100 yards, no receptions. That's the only thing I don't like about this guy, really. Damien Harris, he's only had 5 receptions in 2021. But he's a really athletic player, knows how to run the ball very, very good. He's had 1, 2, 3 over 100-yard rushing games, and not many weeks. He hasn't, and that's the thing too. He's also sharing snaps with these other guys. Last season they had Cam Newton starting, and Cam Newton might not even start because his injury. He had a little injury recently. And if Mac Jones starts and Damien Harris does get the number 1 starting running back job, oh my goodness, this is going to be such a good pickup. You guys need him, trust me. If Damien Harris starts as the running back and Mac Jones is starting quarterback, this is a great pick. And he's rated the 36th running back. That's amazing. You guys definitely should be drafting him in your leagues. And I just think he's going to have a huge upside. He's a great runner. I think he just needs more volume and more receptions, and he could be a really good running back. Our number 2 running back now, I have a lot of hopes in him. I'm thinking more about these top 2 running backs. I'm like, are they going to do good or are they going to do not? He was drafted in 2020. J.K. Dobbins. You know what I mean? He really did good last year. The only thing I don't like about it is they just signed Gus Edwards back to the Ravens, so they re-signed him. I'm not a fan of that. You know what I mean? It doesn't really show that J.K. Dobbins is going to get all the runs, but also they have Lamar Jackson. But when I see him out, when I see his stats and that, I'm like, the volume's not too much, but the talent for him is good. You know what I mean? He had only 18 receptions though last year. I think he will get more receptions this year. And he had 805 rushing yards and 137 attempts. So he's averaging 6 yards per carry. Very good. In Week 17, he had 13 carries for 160 yards. He averaged 12.3 rushing yards that game and 2 touchdowns. I think that momentum is going to go on the next season and just, you know what I mean? I think he's going to start just where he left off at in 2021. I think in 2021 he's just kind of a breakout year, you know what I mean? I definitely could see him being a really good running back. I'm really loving J.K. Dobbins. He is rated, 21st running back, and he's getting picked around the, 39.8, so almost like 40. So he's getting picked around the 40th pick. Not bad. And Gus Edwards is getting picked all the way down at the 165. So, I mean, I really do like J.K. Dobbins. Am I going to reach for him? I mean, maybe not. You know what I mean? Chris Carson or J.K. Dobbins, I'd probably pick J.K. Dobbins slightly. Even though Chris Carson, you know what I mean, he's getting picked around the 45. So J.K. Dobbins is getting picked over a lot of decent running backs. You guys could say are better than him. But I think you win your fantasy leagues by getting upside and sleeper players. You know what I mean? Look at James Robinson last year. If you picked up James Robinson in the waiver wire, he was a huge sleeper. No one even knew he was going to pop off, and he popped off, and he won some of you guys probably your fantasy leagues. You know what I mean? It's all about those running backs that are really just slept on, that aren't getting picked high. So you have a huge, great overall, just stacked running back core. You know what I mean? If you get J.K. Dobbins, or you know what I mean, someone that just becomes the number 1, number 2 running back for you, that'd be amazing. All right, so I think J.K. Dobbins is going to have a huge breakout year. I think he's going to have a good career overall, but I think definitely try to draft him in your 2021 season. And with number 1 breakout player, which it isn't just me saying this, a lot of people are saying this, ESPN's projecting him at 10, it is Cam Akers. Cam Akers had 625 rushing yards and only 2 touchdowns. So honestly, it's honestly, in 2020 he had a worse performance than J.K. Dobbins, but just in this situation with the volume, J.K. Dobbins is really hard to get volume in that offense. You know what I mean? But also, what's his name? Cam Akers. He missed a few games. You know what I mean? He missed a few games. He didn't play. He didn't really get snaps in a couple games. But also, they had Darrell Henderson and Malcolm Brown. They really tried to focus getting him carries. But I think Darrell Henderson and Malcolm Brown are basically done with. Cam Akers is the sole number 1. From Week 13 to Week 17, he had almost every single game with 20 carries at least. In Week 14, he had 29 carries for 171 yards. You know what I mean? Not many receptions either, only 11 receptions last year. I definitely could see him getting more receptions, though, this year with Matthew Stafford. You know, I mean, Matthew Stafford's not going to know the offense too much, and Cam Akers is going to be a good receiving running back, good runner, you know what I mean? But, yeah, he didn't really show too much, you know what I mean? Besides that 1 week, he got 29 carries, but, yeah, he didn't show much with the stats, you know what I mean? You look at him, you're like, doesn't look too great, but you also look at it and say, wow, he's getting 20. He's had like pretty much 20 carries at the end of the season every single game. Like right there, if you draft him and you know he's going to get 20 carries per game or something like that, and he's on a good team, good offensive line, I would feel confident picking him. You know what I mean? Especially if I had the 10th pick, or just like super late first round, and he's there and no other good running back is, I would honestly pick him, or early in my second round, I'm getting Cam Akers if I could. But yeah, I love Cam Akers, and he is my number 1 breakout player, and then J.K. Dobbins, then Damien Harris, and then Zack Moss. They will be listed on the screen 1 to 4, so make sure you guys do go down, drop a like, comment, please comment which running back on this list is your favorite. I don't know. I think my favorite's probably, I don't know. I honestly love all of these guys. I love breakout players. Breakout players are like my favorite thing just to look at. You know what I mean? You look and see, it's just kind of like it's kind of like a little risky. You know what I mean? A little gambling a little bit. You're going to like, am I going to pick him or him? Who's going to have a better season? You know what I mean? It's kind of, you know, you never know. It's luck, chance, and everything like that. Make sure you guys do go down, drop a like, though, subscribe if you are new. I'm going to make this, I'm not going to try to make this video too long. You know what I mean? I just want to make it short and sweet so you guys know who's top for sleeper running backs. But until next time, your boys out. Peace.